If you could start doing it, and then I'll tell you what. Okay.
They're pulling away. Family Garf is running on. Artful Prince in front. Family Garf on that far side could get a bit tight up towards the red. Artful Prince have held on from
Thirst has been abandoned for the rest of the day, so no more race to Thirst column. The abandonment due to the state on track early today. Also the boy 8-5-10 on the last 13 to 2. Head back then to the William Hill TV studio, and that is
Initially, Remain started as pretty hot favourite and got hotter, and at one point was as short as 1 to 7. That would mean it cost you £7 to make a profit of 1, and at that point you could have had 4.5 to 1 for leave. So for every pound you'd have made a profit of £4.50. Today, as we speak, actually the price for leave has gone the shortest it's been in the entire campaign. It's now 7 to 4. Although I think the polls may influence the punters, they don't so much influence the bookmakers. There's a couple of differences really. One difference is that we're asking people to predict how they think the event will end up on the day. A pollster is asking them how they feel on that particular day. And then you've got the contrarian input, which if you're like me, if a pollster stops you in the street and asks you something, you'll tell him today is Saturday even if it's Tuesday. So why should you tell him what you really think?
Well, the difference is that opinion polls are asking samples of people, what do you think you're going to do on the 23rd of June? And as we get closer to the 23rd of June, finally it will be, what are you going to do tomorrow? The bookies today, a week or so before, are saying, well, actually, what do I think is going to happen on the 23rd of June? And they're not quite the same. People now don't know what they're going to be doing on the day. And in fact, between 5 to 10% of people actually tell us they'll make their mind up in the voting booth, which becomes, and I can't tell you what they're going to do in the voting booth because I'm not there with them. So if they're making up their mind while they're there, all the time, and the majority of our work here is actually online polls. That's how most market research in a big... What drives voter turnout is believing two things. One, that the outcome matters, and two, that their vote might make a difference, that they believe it's close. You know, if they believe that it doesn't make any difference who wins, and that anyway it's a sure thing for Leave or a sure thing for Remain, then a lot of people won't vote. So it's very important that both sides make clear what the benefits and losses are of them winning or losing, and I think that's sort of starting to cut through.
Good morning, how are you?
Thank you.
You've been watching the football?
Yes, I have.
All right. In terms of the actual science and detail of what we can extract, the polls can tell you an awful lot. The betting companies, it's clear. I mean, there's no version of don't know with the bookies, okay? So it's a clear, either or choice, which can actually give you some sense of, you say, status quo bias, or where don't knows are not interested or actually excluded. And that's, I think, useful. But you have to look at the law, the whole lot. I would caution this is a very exceptional vote. We have no precedent for this in 41 years. So the level of uncertainty, in other words, the confidence levels around these predictions are very, very wide. But we have to be careful and basically suggest a great degree of caution about how we interpret the numbers.